And we are here. The gang's all here. That's what we say, right? The gang's all here. We are ready. We're ready to dive right in and see what there is to talk about today.
Is this Daniel?
This is Daniel, yes.
All right. Who's all here today?
That is always a fun question as we move around in the energy and look and see who's all here today. You have a collective from the Masters realm or council. The one that stands out the most right now is Ganesh. Ganesh is here. Ganesh is here to move your obstacles, yes, and bring good fortune. That is what we'll say. Remove the obstacles for 2020, bring good fortune. Who else do we have here? And that would be the mantis being saying hello. We do have the Palladians as well. We have Inner Earth. There's a whole collective from the Inner Earth and that are standing there. So there are many. There are many councils in the Inner Earth that are as a collective there. And so what we are seeing is we do have the Palladians, we have the Nordics, we have the Telos, we're looking for the name. Ashtar group as well. And they are here as a group from the Inner Earth.
Okay. That was one of my questions.
What was your question?
What group from the Inner Earth, like who are they?
Wonderful. We like it when we can answer the questions before you can ask them.
Makes my job easier.
Yes. And we show off when we do that. Yes, we show off when we can read your mind and answer the questions. We're just kidding. We don't show off. And what would you like to talk about today?
Well, let's begin. Do you have any messages for the YouTube collective?
As this is our favorite part where we get to just pull in the energy of all the beautiful listeners.
Yes, it is.
And we love how you all responded to the when we were talking to Andrew, or the A name and the glasses, and we definitely, we do want to talk to you about that. Tracie is asking us to talk to you about that. So when we make these recordings, we are pre-recording, yeah? And when we are calling out a message for somebody with their hair in a ponytail or whatever description we get, what we want to tell you is, if you are one of those that have your hair in a ponytail, or you are wearing the dark rimmed glasses, or whatever it might be, we want you to know that we went before you and put the suggestions in your mind to do that, if that makes sense. So if we wanted you to get the message, then we were putting it in your mind to pull your hair back so you would identify with that. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yes. An example would be, if I had to choose between a blue shirt and a green shirt, I will feel the sensation to put on a blue shirt because it's going to be related to something that's going to be talked about in the video.
Exactly.
Blue realm, yes. The blue color.
Yes.
Which has happened before.
That is right, it did. And what we say about that is we wanted to address that because we don't want anybody to discount if they felt like the message was for them and then they see somebody else had posted and they say, I guess it wasn't for me, it was for that person. No, it is for all of you. And we want you to listen. If the message strikes you in the heart chakra, you may not even identify with whatever it is that we were throwing out there as a collective cue to you that it is your message. But if it's any message that we give, if you feel it in the heart, is part of yours. And we love how many of you have been moving into this new energy that has been coming in. And we had talked about with that Moses energy, so many of you are awakening to that, and so many more are still to come to awaken to it. Now, let us scan you again. We'll do this and look for any messages for you this time. Somebody has a broken foot. Oh, yes. Somebody's got a broken foot. We want to go to the right side, but do not let that limit you if it is your left foot. It's either a twisted ankle or a broken something. There is a brace on the foot. So if you are wearing a brace on the foot, now we are talking to you. And we hope that nobody goes out and breaks their leg so that they can identify with this message. Please do not do that. That is not our intention. But somebody out there is moving through this energy, and we want to say to you that this will heal quickly. It will heal quickly. Do not spend too much of your time in this mode of putting out, why does this always happen to me? Why is this? Why? Don't worry about it. It's going to heal quickly. It was a sign for you. It put you in a different direction. It helped you slow down and think about something. And for some of you, if there is more than one person, there is at least one person out there where this stopped you from doing something or being able to move forward with something, because now you have this thing on your foot. And so now you cannot move forward in it. We want you to know that that was for a reason, and that you are going to be going in a better direction. For all of you, there is a better direction. So stop and think about, what were you doing? Where were you heading before this happened? What kind of direction were you, what path were you taking? And it doesn't mean in that immediate, but maybe in a general sense, what path were you going to think about taking? And where did this slow you down in your life? Where is this making you settle down and not be able to move forward? And then think about, is there an alternative? Is there something else I could be doing? Ask your angels to come in and help you find the right direction and move you in the right. It could be a timing thing too. So it is not to say you're not going that direction at all, but it could be a timing thing and a little bit about, go this way first and then go that way. So it is just about rethinking. Follow your heart. If you feel like it's a no, you need to go a new direction, please do that. Let's see if there is anything else here. We do get some weird things. We want to say, there's a female out there. She just shaves one, we think one side, maybe both sides, but we're seeing the left ear, right above the left ear is shaved. And there's lots of tattoos, lots of beautiful decoration upon the skin. You need to know that you are very, very loved by spirit, and that they are trying to talk to you, and that they're moving their voice through your ear on the right side, and to quit doubting yourself. You are getting the information, and we want you to start trusting it and start trusting your intuition. And you are also supposed to use your voice, and maybe even the light language. The light language is very healing for you, but at least use sound, and it will bring a frequency, a vibration through your body. We think you already use something, a modality like yoga or something of that nature, to move your body into this beautiful energy, but we also want you to use sound. And so hopefully that is identifying with at least one of you out there, and maybe more. Yes, it is a really good energy, and it is an energy that we want you to know they are speaking to you. They are moving you in a helping you with your intuition, helping you with your insight, with your third eye, and with your psychic abilities. You will be moving forward with that, so be watching for that. Now, should we do something more collectively?
Sure. Sounds like fun.
Yes, let's look at the collective in general and see what is a good message for the collective. We've already talked about blessing the water. Yes, we talked about bringing in the blessings around the water. So please continue to do that. If you missed that video, bring in the blessings around the water. The water is very, it holds a lot of frequency. It holds a lot of memory. And if the earth itself is in turmoil, then the water could be in turmoil. If you bless the water, send love to the water, then you drink the water, you are mostly water, then it moves through and blesses your body as well. So good health to the water, good health to you. You could use sacred geometry as well with the water. If you are seeing symbols, if you are a Reiki master, or if you use other energy symbols to raise the frequency of the water, that is also a good plan. And please raise the water globally, not just in your own glass, but see the water of the planet moving into new frequencies as well. There are some of you that have not met your dragon yet, and we would like for all of you to call in your dragon. We know that we have done this in the past, but we would like for you all to call in your dragon in this moment. And if you have not seen your dragon yet, just please close your eyes. Deep breath in. Jason, are you ready for this time? Mm-hmm.
I'm preparing.
We want you to, everyone, just in your mind, ask your dragon to be present with you and just bring in the presence of your dragon. Feel the energy of the dragon as it comes in around you. And for those of you who are visual, maybe you see the eyes of the dragon. If you see the eyes of the dragon, imprint with your dragon as you stare into the eye. Know that you know this dragon from many, many, many lifetimes. This is your guardian. This is your keeper. This dragon is here to help you through this earth, just as your angels and your guides are. So call this dragon in very close to you. Ask the dragon to be your guardian from this point forward, and make that connection with the dragon. And for those of you who want to do this later, go into a meditation, call in your dragon, and ask the dragon to take you on a journey, take you to something you need to see, something you are ready to see, a gift that you are ready to open up into. The dragons are very gifted, and they are quite the realm jumpers, so they will take you to different realms and move you through a lot of different things. So work with your dragons. There are some who feel as if they are going through the dark night of the soul. We are here, we are here, we are here. Call on us. Let us help you through this dark night of the soul. The most important thing is you must work through your sadness. You must work through your turmoil. You must work through the parts of you that are struggling. This is important to do, but we want you to move through it with love. Move through it with love and kindness to yourself, and love yourself and be gentle with yourself. Know that you are a magnificent being. You are purging all of that energy that is holding you back from being your magnificent, truest version of self. And so if you are experiencing the dark night of the soul, please call in your counsels. Call in the highest counsel available to you at this time, and just move this energy off. And know that whatever the loss is, even though it feels great, whatever it is that you are leaving behind, whatever layer it is you are peeling off, when you step out of that, something magnificent and great is going to present itself to you. And we are seeing it as the phoenix rising. You will be the phoenix rising from the ashes. And we know that sometimes this can be a process for you to move out of that energy. That is why we say, call on us, call on us, call on us. And let us help you. Let us move this energy away, and let us heal those old wounds. Let's heal those lifetimes. And let's do it right now. Let's just call it in right now. We're calling in everyone's counsels, guides, loved ones, angels. Surround each and every one that is listening to this video, especially those that are going through the dark night of the soul. Reach into the hearts of all of those who are struggling with something right now, and just help them to move this energy off the heart. Move it and transmute it into the source energy. We call it in as healed. We call it in as healed and moved through the body. We're calling in all those who are suffering from memories of incarnations other than the one that they are in. In other words, other lifetimes. If you are pulling in energy from other lifetimes, we call that in as healed and transmuted as well. Contract complete. We want to move this through the ancestors, through all ancestors, forward, backward, everyone, all lifetimes, all timelines, all versions of self, all versions of the ancestors, calling it in as healed. Move this energy off and release it from yourself. Let it fall away and be healed by source energy. And this is a prayer that you can say daily if you like, and just you can put it to your own words. It is all about the intention. It is about what it is that you are calling in for your heart, for your soul, and go forward into this world with love and with kindness backing you. We know that there are things set up in your path that are going to trigger you, that are going to hurt you, that are going to frustrate you, that are going to put your mind into a frenzy, so to speak. And so we call in the frenzy, we call it off of you. We call in all of those distractions, all of those aspects that come in and create chaos to be healed and complete and moved into source energy. We call all of the little fragmented pieces of you healed and call it back into the body and call it back into the soul. We think some of you feel much better now. We feel the vibration or the energy coming up, up, up. We do want to say, we're going to do something a little silly today. We haven't done this before, but we want you to put the intention out there that if you are on the right path, you are going to see balloons. If you are on the right path, you are going to see colorful balloons. You may even see a clown attached to those balloons. If you see a clown attached to those balloons, then maybe you're ahead of the game because you've got the whole clown, not just the balloons. But that is our intention, to show you signs, all of you signs that you are on the right path. So you will see balloons as your sign that you are on the right path and that you are doing a great and wonderful job, and to keep it up and to hang in there for those hard days and know that you are moving forward perfectly. We think now, Jason, if you have questions, maybe now is a good time for you to bring those in.
All right. Is the dragons to help out with the hard days as well, or is it the guides and the guardians?
The dragons can definitely help with the hard days. They are great transmuters of energy. One of the things that we say to do with your dragon is just ask the dragon to breathe its fire over you and transmute the energy and cleanse your auric field and cleanse all of that energy that is not serving you or is not even yours to carry, and just see yourself in the flame of the dragon. And what is beautiful is each flame of the dragon could be a different color. You might be standing under a beautiful blue flame of the dragon, where Tracie might have violet, and another person might have red, and another person might have yellow, and someone might just have the orange regular flame. So play with that as well. That was a good question, Jason. Very good question.
Perfect. And I'd like for the audience to comment below what color flame was your dragon using.
Wonderful. Flame on dragon. What color? Yes.
And also comment below to tell us what your dragon looked like. I know we did this once before, but now since we have more viewers, subscribers, to get us an update of what does your dragon look like.
That will be a wonderful, wonderful time to read those. We enjoy that.
So Daniel, do you have any other messages that you would like to share for Doctorians?
We want to bring in the Innerearth collective. Would that be okay?
Perfect.
Hello there, everyone. And thank you for having us in as guests to your beautiful meeting. And we would like to let you know, when you were speaking earlier, you were talking of the new earth energy, and we heard that call, and we wanted to come and speak to you about the new earth. And so as we are here as a collective living inside the planet at this time, we would like you to be able to freely ask us questions if you would like, but we would also like to just share with you, as the frequencies of the earth are shifting and changing. There are a lot of different vibrations going on right now within the planet. And there are a lot of different versions of this playing out in the reality. And some of them are playing out in the same reality, and others are playing out in a different reality. Isn't that fun? As you guys have talked about timelines before, that would probably be the best way for us to explain. And so as the earth is vibrating on all of these different levels right now, you are experiencing different timelines, different forms of information. And there is no bad timeline. They're all good timelines. They are all timelines that are coexisting. So you may have questions about the fifth dimensional earth that may sound like a different outcome on each timeline. And so we wanted to address that, because one of the things that Tracie says is, why does everybody get different answers about how this transition happens? And so we want to address that, and it is because there are different timelines, and each timeline has a little bit different version of how this plays out. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And do you have questions about the fifth dimension?
Yes, I do. But is this a person that we're talking to, or a collective, or a group?
This is a collective. Okay. This is the whole group speaking through. Mm-hmm.
And this collective, does it have a name?
You guys always want the name. And so what we are just an inner earth collective. We are just a frequency, a group of beings that are creating a frequency that can move through the voice. What kind of name would you like to call us?
I don't know. Whatever you recommend.
We should come up with something very clever, something very fun.
Yeah, something neat and creative.
Yes. Yes, we should. Like the Inner Earth Galactic Council of Extraordinary Beings. Maybe that could be our title.
We can roll with that.
We will roll with that, yes. So what kind of questions would you have for us today, Jason?
Well, let's circle back to that other question about the different timelines for the 5D Earth. If you can dive down more into that information of why there's different timelines for the new Earth.
That is a very good question. So we have a large collective of people, and each of you humans, especially those who are starting to awaken, are finding themselves drawn to certain groups, certain councils. Just like Tracie is drawn to the Arcturian Council, but also can connect to many. And same with you, Jason. You have the certain vibrations that you are drawn to, certain truths that work for you. Many people out there are here in groups, like there is the Palladian groups, there are the Arcturian groups, there are the Ashtar groups, there are the whatever, we could go on and on and on. And everybody is feeling most connected to one or the other group. These create many different versions. It's just like religion. Everybody's got a religion, everybody believes in God, but their version of how they believe in God is different, yes? And so much the same, there's different versions to how these timelines will play out. These collectives, as people come into the one that feels most familiar to them or feels like the right frequency or vibration for them, they will migrate to that timeline. And so for those that are still not quite awake, they're going to migrate to that timeline where maybe the version of this is that they continue through this lifetime not even experiencing a shift in the energy. And those that are starting to awaken and starting to broaden their horizons and starting to really move forward, maybe they're resonating with an Arcturian or a Palladian or one of the other star seeds that are here, star groups that are here, and they may start to find themselves resonating with those groups. Those frequencies may have different scenarios in their timelines as to how they reach the fifth dimension. And so that is what we want to say to you, because we know that there is frustration in the population where it is like, well, which is it? Are ships coming to get us, or are we going to wake up one day and it is going to be the fifth dimension, or are we going to have this version or that version? And we say to you, yes. Yes, you are. You're going to have those. So depending on what stage of your evolution you are in when you transition into that fifth dimensional frequency, when you truly believe for that fifth dimensional frequency, that is the version you are going to have, the one you believe in, the one that you resonate most with. And they are all wonderful ways. They are all wonderful dimensions to get to the fifth dimension. They all get you there. And so there is no right or wrong path, and there is no one is giving false information here. They are just giving their version of truth of what they are seeing, what they're experiencing. And so when somebody is going into one of those sessions where they go into their higher self and they are seeing themselves being lifted off with a spaceship and then returned back down into a fifth dimensional reality, that could be the way it happens for them, because that is what they are seeing. That is what they are creating with their reality. Does that make sense?
Yes. So it sounds like if they're part of a certain group, then probably they're here to experience a certain part of it.
Yes.
Or a certain version of it.
Exactly. That is a great way to put it. Why do you get to say it in such short words and we always yammer, yammer, yammer?
Some people like a long answer.
That is true. We seem to be one of those people, yes?
The details help.
Wonderful. But yes, that is a great way to put it, is you are here to have a certain experience, and your journey is your own, and whatever one you are drawn to, yes, that is the right answer. That is your journey, and that is the one that will get you there.
Nice. You mentioned the frequencies are changing. Could you tell us a little bit more about that? How are they changing and why they're changing?
Well, they have to change. Everything has to change as we evolve this planet. And so, yes, change is very, very prominent right now. We would like to ask the audience, raise your hand if you're going through something that is considered change, because we think everybody, some of you raised 2 hands. And so, yes, change is happening, which means frequencies are rising. People are awakening, no longer putting up with things that they did not put up with before. How many of you had been sideswiped by a bit of truth that did not feel so good in the last couple of weeks, where something that you didn't see coming showed up, and you're like, ooh, I wish I didn't know that, but now I do. And it's changing how you are behaving in the world, or maybe it's changing a relationship, or maybe it's just changing. And so there's a lot of things that are going on. Truths are coming up. Your government is changing. Your lifestyles are changing. There are a lot of you that are letting go of material things, and it no longer means anything to you, and you are raising your frequency out of that attachment to the material. And maybe some of you don't have the attachment, but you still have the material, and that is okay too. And so letting go of judgment, letting go of all kinds of different things. The evolution of the soul is magnificent at this time. If you could see what we could see with that, it is like, it is all of these old shells of what used to be old belief systems, old learned behaviors. This old paradigm that has been existing is just falling away, as if you had a little jumpsuit on and you ripped it off, and now you have a brand new outfit on underneath. And it's pretty, and it's glowing, and it's beautiful, and it's very handsome, whatever you want to say. But this new version of self is shining very, very bright. And you are letting the old dirty coveralls go to the wayside, and maybe be brought to the laundromat for some cleaning even. But there is so much going on with the planet. The planet itself, you are witnessing it when you see the fires, when you see the earthquakes, when you see all these things happening within the planet. It is, as we look at it from the inner earth, it is a very necessary part of Mother Earth as she is moving and shaking and readjusting herself. And we had talked about this before, ley lines and energy grids and all these things are all shifting and changing. And portals are opening, and collectives are finding these portals and the energy grids, and their expansion everywhere. Oh, there's so much, and yet it is in all the other videos, so it is not new information. This stuff is out there, but we do say that there is a lot of it happening, and there is evidence now of these things actually coming together, and people are starting to see it. We had asked everyone to watch the skies for the turquoise colors and the rainbows, and people are sending pictures to Tracie and to Jason about these things. And so that is very exciting as well. It is happening. It is being caught on camera, and it is being shared around the world. And so we do want you to pay attention to how you feel when you are on the earth, as you are in your meditations, as you are in your quiet time. Ask Mother Earth, what is it that she would like you to know? And then just listen for that answer. It will come. There will be information coming to each of you, and each of you may receive a different piece of information. But ask, how can you help with this ascension? How can you continue to help with this ascension? And all of you, so many of you, are sending such beautiful, beautiful energy into the planet. And we want you to know that it is being felt, and it is helping, and it is healing. And even if what you are seeing is the fires and the destruction and the collapse, that is okay, because it is like when you get a sunburn and then the skin peels and then there's that fresh layer underneath. Yes, just think of it like that. And it is happening. And we know that there is some sad things that go with that. And we want you to know that it is all okay. It is being replenished, and the animals are not suffering, and they're being helped. And And those who are transitioned are quickly being retrieved and moved into beautiful, beautiful energy. And those that want to come back can come back, and those that don't have to. They get to move on. And so that is good too. And everything is in alignment. It is in alignment. It is in perfect alignment with where it is supposed to be. Do you have questions, Jason? We feel like pausing here to let you ask questions.
Sure. You mentioned the fires. Is this the fires in Australia by any chance?
Yes, that is the fires that we are speaking of, is the ones in Australia. They have been on a lot of your minds, and the animals and the people have been on your minds. And we want to say to you that we are there as much as we can be as the collective to help and soothe the pain of those that are experiencing this turmoil. And we are there to help us in any way that we can, as we are moving energy from below and you are moving energy from above. We are all coming together to bring peace to this place. And it is happening, and it is going to recover very beautifully.
Sounds good. Does the fires have to do anything with the new earth, or does it deal with something else?
Right now, we think everything has to do with the new earth. Yes, it is like everything is doing its thing, and the earth mother is clearing out old energy just like you are. Just like the collective is. She is clearing out the old energy. So yes, we would like to say that the fires are one of the ways to do that. And we know that is hard to understand, as the trees are burning and the plants and the wildlife and everything like that is being purged. But it is making way for new energy. It is making way for something new to come in. And it is awakening people. So many people are coming together in prayer. So many people are coming together in this new way. Even those who were asleep are now suffering in some way, or feeling the pain of the animals, feeling the pain of the earth, feeling the pain of the trees and the environment. And they are waking up and they're coming together. And so we want you to see it with those kind of eyes. See how it is pulling people together and creating this beautiful frequency of prayer, creating this compassion and love that people are expressing, and moving that energy into the earth. And they're stepping out of their own problems, their own little petty things, and they are looking at the bigger picture. And that is what is so fantastic and magnificent about it. And so we got to look at the blessings. That is where we need to put our energy, on the blessings, and hold the gratitude for that.
Interesting. You mentioned the fires is making way for something new. Would you have any examples of what that is?
The new energy of the planet, it is, the fires are one way to purge old energy. It does it in layers. It does it in, like what we were saying, it is touching the people. It is cleansing the planet itself. New plant life can grow in, new trees, new vegetation can all come in. And it is what is that we want to say? It is working with the soil as well. It is putting nutrients into the soil. And it is like a new birth. It is like that phoenix that we talked about earlier, the phoenix rising from the ashes. The earth is rising from the ashes. It will regenerate itself. And that is the kind of things, but it is on so many layers that this is happening. It is on the human layer. It is in the frequencies of the planet itself and all that lives on the planet.
Interesting.
Did that help?
Yes. I think that helped out a good amount. So make it understand where people can relate to it and have a better grasp of the answer.
Wonderful.
Next question would be, this would be a fun question. Will the inner earth beings come to the surface when the 5D
You say that like we haven't already done it.
Well, you can always explain.
Well, many of you have witnessed the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch. That is an inner earth being. There is other beings that have, there are many collectives that are existing in the inner earth, yes, but there are those who have lived there for a very long time. The Telos group is one that Tracie is saying. What about the ones over in Mount Shasta that many people connect with in Mount Shasta in California? And yes, those beings have been there for quite some time, and they have made themselves known to others. Many people have had experiences where they hike the mountain and a random stranger is coming by and they have an encounter with this person, and then they move on, and the random stranger moves on, and they turn around and they're gone. And so we say to you, maybe there has been a few appearances, maybe there has been a little interaction. We like to remind you of who you are when you are in those areas, when we can interact with you. But even this way, coming into the earth realm, the outer side of the earth, through channeling, we have done many channels through many different beings, and that is one way for us to come to surface. It is not as simple as just beam me up, Scotty. We are answering that for Tracie. She is like, how do you get here? It is not as easy as just setting an intention and being in a certain place, but some of that is accessible, just like you have talked about it before in your channelings of moving into, going into teleportation and different things like that. We have some of that technology or ability to do that. Obviously, we are speaking telepathically right now, but there are ways for us to move through energy, just like the Bigfoot knows how to move his or her energy, their energy, in and out of your realm. We can biolocate ourselves like that. Some of us can, and some of us need to still use devices or ships or energy grids to move us through these dimensions. And some have no desire to come up whatsoever. They like it where they are, and they want to be safe, and they think that it's scary up there. And so they don't want to mess with the energy, because it is a peaceful place to be in the inner earth when in these communities. And when people from the inner earth are making it to the outer earth, keep in mind, has a very large fear-based frequency that is still moving through it. And it is you have to be very careful. We have to be very careful, we should say. We have to be very careful when we come to surface, not to allow for that fear-based frequency to move into our auric fields or into our energy grid. And so it is very brief. It is very selective where we do show ourselves. And it is not very common, but it has happened.
Interesting. You mentioned why some of the beings stay in inner earth because it's peaceful. Do you have any other information of why there's beings in the inner earth?
There's been many different reasons to bring collectives into the inner earth. And there is a beautiful civilization within the earth that is very much like a utopia, like what you were attempting to create with the fifth dimension, as you were bringing that energy and that frequency in. That is much like what is already happening in the inner earth. There have been Atlanteans and Numerians that have made it to the inner earth, that have started their own beautiful civilizations within there. It was not an easy journey for them to get there. Many were lost along the way, but they did manage to get in and make their way into that part of the planet. Some of the others that are high in technology with their ships, with their ability to come and go with their ships, have made it into the inner earth. There are portals that will bring them into the earth, and that they can create, and it brings them into that part of the earth, and they come and go, and they are not of your planet. There are several different species of beings that will do that. Shukunti batsa patinia tatania soko jotoma ishkania totolono hoshikema se omaika antatama. Oh, we are going to see if we can figure out what that was. Hold on one moment. See if we can translate that for you. Sometimes what we see with the language that is spoken is more of a picture in the mind. And what we were seeing is this ring around the earth. And there are entry points along that ring where where ships can get in and out. And so we think that's what they were speaking of, is this ring around the earth that has created these entry points to the inner earth.
Mm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and they're saying some of you know this as the one where Hitler has found the entry point, the hole that moves into the earth. Is that at the it was at the South Pole?
Yes.
Yes. And
Antarctica.
that is Antarctica. Yes, that is one of the entry points that has been exposed and is now known around the world by many that is there. And there are others that you have to enter through the water. There are some that you enter through the mountains, and they are cloaked, so to speak. And so one would not see that with their eyes.
Mm.
If a human would want to know where this entry point is, they would have to just sit with that and feel the energy of it and see if they can locate it. They are very well hidden. These beautiful beings, they do not want you to know where that is at. And we might say that a clue would be Bermuda Triangle, maybe one of those. Just saying. People disappear. Mm-hmm.
I have to have Sarah go check it out.
Yes, we will have to have Sarah dive in and see what happens.
Perfect. Here's a question I always wondered. Is the inner earth considered 5D already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the inner earth is already carrying a frequency that would be a match to the 5th dimension as well as 6. It is a 5-6 frequency. That is part of why you do not see surfacing of the inner earth beings, because there is not a frequency match on the upside of the earth. And we do think you were asking, will the inner earth beings join in when it is a 5th dimensional frequency? Then they can go back and forth.
That
yes.
As well.
Yes, that is something that will open a door for interaction with the inner earth beings. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll have a big party.
Yes, that would be fun.
If they like the party, I don't know.
We think everyone likes to party, yeah. There's something to celebrate, and then everybody is on board with that.
Yes, everybody likes a good celebration.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to add about the 5D Earth or the new Earth that we did not talk about?
There is a beautiful energy that is coming in. It is like a diamond energy. It is a very crystalline, as we said before, but we want to bring this into like the purest diamond energy that is coming in, and that is going to be accessible. That is going to be accessible more in the month of February, but we are coming up on that right now. February, March, you'll be experiencing this diamond frequency. Now, keep in mind, if you would like to tap into that diamond frequency, you will have to have your own energy, your own stuff taken care of. If you have baggage, you need to make sure you are dealing with your baggage or with whatever drama is coming up for you to deal with at this time. Whatever is coming at you here in the end of this month and in the first part of February, deal with it so that you can bring in that diamond energy around you and work from that space, as you will be manifesting in the diamond energy. And you will want to manifest in the right way, because we all know what happens when you focus on something that is not working. And we don't want you to be in that. We want you to manifest beautiful lives and beautiful outcomes and beautiful love and beautiful whatever. And so when you're in that diamond energy, your intentions you need them to be as pure as possible, and you need them to come from the heart.
Interesting. And what is this diamond energy? Is that just like an easy way to describe things?
It is an easy way to describe how pure and clear this energy is. It is such a, like we speak of white light and we think of that as a very high frequency. This is even higher than the white light frequency. It is a very high vibration, and it creates this crystal-like, diamond-like frequency. And so it is not one that you will probably see with your eyes, much like we have been telling you to watch the rainbows and watch the colors in the sky. This one you will not be able to see. It'll be, but you may notice things are more focused. Maybe that would be a way to say it. You might notice that the colors you are seeing are sharper and clearer, and that life itself is sharper and clearer. You may be able to relate more to nature, relate more to the things going on around you. Clarity, that would be a good way to describe it. You will have more clarity when you are in this diamond energy. That is what it does. It brings in the clearness.
Nice. And next question would be, how are we looking on track for the new energy, the new earth? Is it coming along? Are we on track?
We are looking. We want to make sure that we give you a very, we want a good answer. Tracie is like, make that sound intelligent. We need that to sound good. No. The energy, again, we want to talk about, there are the different frequencies, the different timelines, the different, how do you say that? She referred to it before as a piano. You need all the keys of the piano, all the pitches. See it as going across, not up and down, not one above the other, but all the pitches of the piano are what make the song, right? That is what makes the music. And so we are looking at a very small piano. There are many keys, I guess, and many different frequencies that are playing out, all these different collectives that are setting forth their intentions. And for each and every one of you, yes, we are looking at your timelines. We are looking at the intentions that are being set. We are looking at your awakening process. And we want to say that as we look at this, everyone does seem to be on target. There are some that will ascend or move into this energy before others, and that is okay. There's nothing right or wrong about that. And then there are the ones that are less awake, and they will take a little bit longer to get there, but that is okay. That is their journey. That is why they are here. We want to look at the children. Look at the children that are coming in. So many beautiful, beautiful little beings that are so highly advanced already. And just start to notice these beautiful children and their levels of intelligence, their levels of emotional intelligence as well. They're little healers, they're little beautiful little beings that are bringing up the frequencies of their families, and it is a beautiful thing to watch. And so pay attention to the children. The children are going to be your biggest sign as to where you are on your timeline. If you are seeing the gifted children, you are right on track. If you are seeing things that are in chaos, you may want to rethink and be like, what timeline am I on? Where are those gifted babies? No. And we want to say to you, the autism is another sign that you are on the right track. If you are seeing children that are having the autism, it is because they are already in this this frequency. They are children of high frequencies, and one of the ways to bring that frequency into the earth is to bring it in through this grid. And we want to say that as the frequencies of the planet start to increase and start to show the higher frequencies, that that the autism will be felt less. Is that how we want to say it? You will start to see it normalize and become easier for those children that are highly sensitive to sound and noise and interaction with others and touch, that as they move into these higher frequencies, they will start to relax and become more comfortable. So they are also ones to watch. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good.
To me, it does.
We hope it makes sense to the collective. But yes, we want that, so everyone knows somebody with an autistic child at this point. And so we all want to raise the frequency and bring that beautiful child into a more comfortable place. And so as a collective, let's just do that. Let's make this a comfortable world for everyone. As we are raising our frequencies, we are helping those that are highly sensitive to feel more comfortable.
Perfect, perfect. This is a fun question that Tracie might enjoy. Do they have dragons in the inner earth?
Oh, they have all kinds of beautiful animals in the inner earth.
Mm-hmm.
Animals that are no longer existing on the outer crust. Let us see, is there dragons? We want to say that there is. The dragons will come and go. They will come and go. They are realm jumpers. They can jump into the inner earth realm, and they can also jump out. And we say they don't necessarily stay in the inner earth because they like their planet. They like the dragon realm because they have so much more space to fly, and they feel so much more free, and they will come into the earth. We have spoken to you before about the sleeping dragons in the mountains. There are definitely caverns within those mountains where dragons have been collecting. There will be multiple dragons within that part of the earth. That is different than the inner earth, and so we want to make sure that is clear. They are holding space within the mountains themselves, and the inner earth, it goes much deeper than that, and they can jump in and out of that, yes, but they do prefer their own realm because the energy and the frequencies of their own dragon realm serve their energy better.
Nice. All right, last question. The Great Awakening, do you have a definition from the Inner Earth Collective of the Great Awakening?
When you ask that question, Jason, our mind gets filled with all of these beautiful colors and these frequencies. As we have talked about before, frequencies will show up in color, and color is frequency. And when you talk about the Great Awakening, we just see the skies filling with these colors, with these beautiful frequencies, with that rainbow consciousness, with that beautiful energy that is peaceful and calm. And the Great Awakening, we do not see it as something that is go to sleep one night, wake up the next day, and you are in this new reality, but we do see it as the consciousness of the collective as it keeps growing and expanding and expanding and growing, and more people are coming into this beautiful energy. We do see it as more and more people are coming into it, the old memories are dropping away. So it may feel like you woke up one day and all of a sudden you were in this energy, but maybe it took you a couple of years to get there. You were just being more in the moment, and so it feels like all those other memories just drop away. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so the Great Awakening may feel like it just happened overnight. To a lot of people, it may feel that way. And we do see it as a beautiful way to receive it, because you are no longer holding on to all the old baggage of what happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, childhood, whatever you're hanging on to, whatever relationship that is plaguing you, whatever abuse that has happened is now dropped away. And you are living in the moment, and you are living in a frequency that is there to support you and serve you in the greatest ways. And your manifestations are almost instantaneous because you are so fully in that frequency, and you are so fully in the heart and moving through this awakened time with such joy that you end up creating and manifesting in very rapid ways. And so there is so much to look forward to in that.
Yes. Well, I don't have any more questions for this, but was there anything else you would like to add? It can be another topic from the Inner Earth realm or something else.
We're looking to see if there is anything else. There are so many of you that would like to be connected to the frequency of those in the inner earth, and so many of you that are ready. And so we do want to say, sit in meditation, call on us, call on the ones that you are attracted to or pulled to, that belong, that you have knowledge of being in the inner earth, and make those connections. And we will do our part on the other end to connect with you as well and give you information if you ask for it. There is a lot to share about the civilizations within that many of you will resonate with as you are reincarnated from Atlantis and Lemuria and times where great changes happened on the planet. There are older scenarios as well that this planet Earth has been through that people are also reincarnating from. And those memories are going to start coming in as well. So those of you that are taking yourselves into these regressions and going into these places and taking these journeys and looking into what has been your involvement with the earth, and ask to be taken back to the earliest memory possible and see where that takes you and see what information comes in with that, because we know that there are a lot of you now that are starting to wake up to the idea that it goes beyond even what you thought. It goes beyond Atlantis. It goes beyond Lemuria. It goes beyond and into other lifetimes on this planet that are even older and more ancient than that. And so we're going to encourage all of you to start exploring that and see where it takes you. And with that, we think that is a great place to end. Everybody got homework. You get to play with your dragons, and you get to see if you belong to this earth far beyond Atlantis and Lemuria.
Sounds like good homework.
It does sound like good homework. And of course, we invite you to share your results. And Tracie is saying, elevator version, please, the shorter version. Because sometimes those can get quite lengthy on there, yeah. And so share your experiences as you take these journeys into the unknown. That is always fun. Ask to see what you wouldn't even know to look for. That would be even more fun. And with that, Jason, we think that is all we have for you.
All right, sounds good.
We'll go ahead and bring back Daniel.
All right, bring him on back.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all the information.
Well, that was fun. That was a good time. You were talking about all of that beautiful inner earth stuff. We were sitting back and enjoying the show as well. And so we want to say that the audience is gaining in its collective. And we want to say to all of you that are brand new to watching this page, we thank you for being here. And we hope that you have gained something from watching the interactions with the channels today. And we hope that you will return, as there's so much more to share with you in the future as well. And Jason, we know Tracie is starting to get tired over here, so we are going to say our goodbyes to you and let her have her body back. Is there anything before we go?
No, that's about it, Daniel. Till next time.
Wonderful. And so we thank you all in the collective as the listeners. We thank you for bringing your energy together. And for those of you that have been calling on us, we have been having fun interacting with you as well. So keep on calling on us. We appreciate it. And here we will bring Tracie back in.
Okay, bring her back.
And it always has a tear running down her face. All right.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy, always. Yes.
How was it?
It was interesting. I kept seeing the inner earth, all that turquoise energy we were talking about last time. It felt like there was a lot of that going on the inner earth, like the water or just the energy itself felt like the same kind of frequency that was coming in last time. So that was interesting. I kind of felt like I was standing up on what would be a cliffside or a mountainside in our reality. Like I wasn't standing in the cities or in the collective itself, but kind of on the outside looking in. So that was interesting as well. I didn't really feel like I was in their civilization, but more so just kind of viewing it from above. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They probably would have brought me there if I would have thought to ask, but I was just kind of more observing what they were showing me. Beautiful cities. And you were asking about the dragons, and they were showing me, what do you call it when the plants are kind of like almost glowing, flora or something like that? Yeah. There was a lot of that going on. Like the plants were almost just like popping off of they were so bright and they were just like alive. You could see it. And
that's interesting.
And the animals, there was a lot of prehistoric animals, but it was like everything was living in peace and harmony together. So it wasn't like people were running in fear of I can't talk. I'm still out. What do I want to say? The what?
Dinosaur, Triceratops.
Yeah, any of those meat-eating ones, whatever. Nobody was in fear of anything. So
T-Rex.
T-Rex, that's what I want to say.
Raptors.
Yeah, the ones with the teeth. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit loopy tonight. So,
well, you went on a nice little journey.
Yeah. And there was a group that was there, and I can't think of their names, and they were trying to get me on board with thinking of the names. But they have white hair, and they're kind of pale in nature, but very much human in appearance.
Was that you mentioned earlier the Ashtar group? Was that them?
She has come through before, and there's a whole collective of them that look like that on the Innerearth, where their skin is more of a white texture and their hair is white. But that was the one that I felt was speaking.
Vashtar is the group?
Vashta? Vashta.
Is that the group or her name?
Her name is Q.R.E.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I think that's the name of the group. But yeah, there's there's so many different galactic names for these guys and I'm hindered right now with my speech, so to pronounce half of them would probably be a big butcher. But I'm sure there's people listening and watching that are very familiar with them, because I think this particular group likes to communicate and telepathically tap into those that are ready to hear from them. Yeah. So I'm guessing there's a large group of people that are bringing that in.
Yeah, but you was
beautiful energy
to a different group, weren't you? Not the Vashtar group. You was connecting to a different group, correct? Or a different collective.
Well, there was a collective of them, but I felt like she was the one that was talking for the collective, or one that was like her. It was a feminine energy that looks like her that I felt was coming forward, and then there was the Palladians, the Ashtar, the Telos. There was a whole collective represented. So.
Oh, gotcha. That's why you've seen all those different groups.
Yeah. So and they have bases or cities or whatever down there that they're working out of. So, but that group I think actually lives there, where like the Palladians and some of the others are there to help. They're coming in to help with all of the shift of the planet and everything. I think that group has lived there. So I think they're one of the ones that have, and I could be wrong, maybe a listener can help me out with that, but I'm pretty sure that they have an actual civilization there and have built a society in the Innerearth. So much to know. There's so many different groups. It's interesting, but that was definitely one of the ones that I was seeing. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So did you like that dragon question? I thought you might like that one.
That was good. That was good. And it was funny because I was feeling very claustrophobic. I think I must have been tapping into the dragons as they were like, well, we come in, but there's just, they felt trapped in it, even though it's a big, huge space. They like the
Right.
openness of their dragon room.
It's not
And
that open.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they were feeling a little claustrophobic in there. They were like, yeah, we come to visit, but we like to pop back out into our room.
Did they show anything with the inner earth beings coming to the earth?
Kind of. What I was seeing is like, I was seeing this gravel path, and I was seeing people would hike on it, and all of a sudden there'd be somebody there, like they're passing somebody going, they may even think to themselves, where did that person just come from? Because they'll pop up, but it's up on the mountain. I think it's Mount Shasta was the one they brought up, but I'm sure that any of these mountains where they have access. But what it felt like is that they would, if the energy was right, if the frequency was right, they'd pop in. But they don't come down into the common areas because there's too much of the disrupted frequencies down, third dimensional chaos, whatever. So yeah, but the ones that come up these pathways, if their frequencies are right, they'll show themselves. So they'll come in and they'll have a conversation, and I think the feeling I got was that people will leave going, what just happened? Who was that? Like they'll question it. So it's enough different. They make it enough off or odd that that whoever came across it's going to question it. So
nice.
Yeah.
The diamond energy, what was that about? That's new to me.
I don't know, but I was like, man, I want that kind of vision, because when they brought that diamond energy in, the way that they were showing it to me is just like everything was crisp. The colors were crisp, and even the air was crisp. It was like everything was crystal clear. And, I wear glasses. So for me, it was like, ooh, that would be nice if everything was as clear. But it was just like, it had this crisp, clean sharpness to it. Everything was just as clear as you could get it. If you could imagine being so focused, something being so focused, that's what that was like. It was like it's bringing in clarity. And for a moment I had it. Like, so that's clarity. Oh, well, where'd it go? So yeah, if people are ready to tap into that, they're going to get some clarity, and that's going to be really nice. So, and that's good for 2020, because we've got all that energy supporting moving forward, stepping into your purpose more, getting that work energy going with all that Capricorn energy of astrologically. It's like, it's just saying, find your path and go do that. And if that crystal energy or that diamond energy is coming in, that's going to help bring clarity around that for people. So that'll be good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Shine bright like a diamond.
You heard it here first. That's great. So
the song came out too early.
It did. It should have waited. Should have waited for February 2020. So
yeah. Now someone else needs to create a song about it. So, was there anything else that you saw that we didn't talk about? Oh, the Great Awakening, the colors coming through. What was that?
Oh yeah, that was like a kaleidoscope. Like those little kaleidoscopes of color was just. And it was, again, it was like that same kind of clarity. The colors were bright and sharp and clear, and it was just moving through. I kind of like an aurora borealis, where it's waves of it coming in, but the colors were like very defined, and so you couldn't mistake those frequencies coming in. So that's good. I don't know how much of that we see with the physical eye, but I imagine with the awakening, we're going to start seeing more of it with the physical eye. It's my understanding we're not programmed to see some of the colors. Like somebody that's really awakened could go outside and look at the sky and see all these colors, where we're just starting to recognize and see some of that stuff.
Right.
So Yeah. As a collective, let's keep believing for it. We'll start seeing more and more of it. But yeah.
Nice.
We
Nice.
shift it with that belief system, right? That's my understanding of what they were saying, is we're getting what we're creating it out of our belief system. So let's just keep creating something
Speaking of colors
very
in
magical.
the sky, so is this colors in the sky, or is this colors just in general, like down below the earth? These.
I was just seeing, I guess I was looking up, but it just felt like it was everywhere. It was everywhere. So yeah,
Gotcha.
surrounded by it.
And Tracie sent me a picture of a bear looking up at the sky with the different colors and the different patches of colors. That was pretty neat. So I will share it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And just a little disclosure about that. That's on a Facebook page called Appreciating the Clouds or something like that. I can, if you give me just a second, I will find that so that we can credit the group that put it up, because
Well, I have a link. I'll have a link.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah, because it's fun to go in there and look at all the clouds. The pictures that people are putting on there are just amazing, and it's showing that the things that are they're saying, look up, you're going to see these colors, and people are taking pictures of this and posting it on the page without even, they're just cloud people. It's my understanding that they're not doing that for Ascension. Like, oh, look what I'm seeing, look what's happening on the planet. They're just like, oh, look at this pretty cloud. And so it's a cloud page. And so I found that pretty cool too, that wasn't even the intention behind them posting it. So
yeah, I'll share that link in the description. So
awesome.
Everybody can find it very easy.
Yeah, they may get some new followers. I found the page quite fun to look at. So yeah, lots of things going on. Everybody, let's start looking up.
Yeah, it was a interesting picture, I do have to say. It was pretty neat.
Yeah.
The fires in Australia, did anything come through on that on your side that you can see?
I kept seeing that it's going to be it's all shifting, and it's all going to grow back and be beautiful and be strong again. It's just hard for us to watch that disappear. And so, their compassion for how it makes us feel was there, but they're trying to reinforce it's coming back, and it's going to come back strong and good. And even the land itself is benefiting from the burn. And so I don't know how that works, but I think it does work. It puts nutrients or something into the earth.
Yeah, I think something happens. Yes.
Yeah. So there's a benefit to it. It's just hard for us to feel that when we're experiencing the poor little animals and the nature itself and the trees and stuff. So
yes, it's hard to see.
It is. And there's a lot of empaths out there that are feeling it really strong. And so just keep calling your team in to help you shield from that as much as you can, because there's not much we can do about it. It's happening. So
right. Okay. Well, I think we touched base on everything.
Yeah.
So
that was good. The Innerearth people, they're watching us.
Who would have thought they would have came through?
Yeah, that was kind of fun, and kind of get a little peek at the Innerearth. And
I was going to ask one more question before they, like if there's anything that, like Doctorians wanted to share before jumping in onto that topic, and they're like
we're right here.
We're ready.
We showed up. Don't make us wait. Don't put us on the bench, Jason.
Yeah, speak up when you got a party like this going on.
No kidding. Yeah, you got to jump on it. So perfect.
All right. Well, until next time, another great session down in the books.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Take care.